Here's a full guide for the Halloween Part 3 update in Roblox Grow a Garden. This is the only guide you're going to need to watch. We're going to be covering all of the new pets, all of the new plants, and all of the features that have been added inside of this update. So sit back, relax, and as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to get to 400k. Anyways, guys, here is the Halloween update Part 4. Part 4? No, sorry, Part 3. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my mind, guys, because I've been doing this event all night. And honestly, I'm going kind of crazy, bro. But as you guys can see, this update is actually sort of kind of unique. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, or should we say the Reaper in the room, because we have this guy right over here. And if we go ahead and speak to this guy, he is going to tell us what he actually gives us. And as you guys can see, he gives us a new seed called a severed spine. It's kind of hard to see it right now. We're going to get back to the seed, but we also have some secondary rewards, and we also have a summoning bowl reward. Okay, I'm going to explain each and every one of these things. Let's go ahead and start off with the summoning bowl reward. Basically, every single time you guys go ahead and submit any of these right over here. So it could be any of these. For example, it's asking for a carrot right over here. So if I go ahead and hit submit on that, there you go. I just got myself a bunch of candy corn. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you get for the summoning bowl reward. You don't get anything else. Now, the next thing you can get from this is going to be the secondary rewards. You get these rewards for actually completing all of these bowls. So this is going to be a community event that you can go ahead and do with your friends. You simply need to go ahead and submit whatever is required right over here. And once you guys go ahead and submit all of these, you're going to get yourself one of these rewards right over here. It's going to be a secondary reward, so it's not a 100% chance to get these. But moving on to the limited time reward, this is going to be our severed spine seed. And look at how cool this thing looks. Now, you guys might have noticed that there is a counter on top of the Reaper's head. And this is because there is only a limited amount of severed spine seeds every single time this guy arrives. Yes, you heard me right. There is only a limited amount of seeds that are actually in stock whenever this guy arrives. So if you guys are not the first 25,000 people to actually go ahead and submit all of these bowls when this guy arrives, you are not going to get yourself a severed spine. You're going to have to wait another 2 hours for this guy to go ahead and cycle back. So yeah, it is kind of annoying, but it does make this new severed spine seed that extra rare, you know? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below, but that is how you can get yourself the brand new severed spine right over here. Anyways, now that you guys know how this guy works, let's go ahead and move on to the other things that have been added in this update. Okay, so moving on, here we have the witch. And as you guys can see, the dead tree and the witch have actually been merged into one quest now. Well, not one quest, they are still separate quests, but now you can do them both at the same time. You don't have to wait for them to rotate back in. But unfortunately, the Reaper does leave when these two come up. So there is still some sort of rotation in the game, but I guess it's better now because, yeah, I guess it's better for some people. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But we still have the Gravedigger in the game. This guy still very much does work. The dead tree and the witch have not really changed at all. By the way, the quests are the same. What has changed, however, is the stock inside of all of these stalls right over here. So we have a sarcophagus, a new spellbook, a skull chain. I'm not sure if that was there before. And yeah, that seems like that's pretty much it. I mean, the spider props are new too. Inside of the creepy critters shop, we have no new pets actually. Inside of the spooky seeds, we have the new spooky chest, which we are gonna come back to, don't you guys worry. But once again, unfortunately, no new seeds have been added inside of the shop itself. And finally, moving on to ghostly gadgets, this is where there is a very interesting little thing. A leech crystal. We're gonna come back to this in a second. This is very exciting. Besides that though, nothing else has changed. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be disappointed because of the lack of new additions. But once again, this is supposed to be a part 3 update. Nothing too major, I guess. Anyways, as I mentioned before, let's go ahead and talk about the brand new spooky chest now. Inside of the spooky chest, we have 3 new seeds and 3 new pets. So let's go ahead and talk about all of the brand new pets that we actually got inside of this update. Right, so currently in the game, we have 4 new pets. Now you might be asking, wait a second, Cozy, how's the 4 new pets when the chest only has 3? The scarab, 2 marmot, and of course the mummy. So what exactly is the 4th pet? Well guys, this right here is the 4th pet. This is the leech, and we're gonna come back to how you can actually obtain this in just a second, but let's go ahead and start off with the first and most common pet you can obtain, which is gonna be the scarab. So this is what the scarab is going to look like. Let's go ahead and plop this guy down. Once again, this is gonna be the most common pet you can actually obtain inside of this update, and this ability is also very simple. Spooky type plants within a 30 to 32 studs radius have a 0.38 multiplier increased growth size. So yeah, you can go ahead and make your spooky type plants even bigger, I guess, if you were planning to do that. In my opinion, something like the black cat that was added inside of the Halloween update itself is way better than this. But yeah, I guess if you guys don't have black cats for some reason, you can use this. Once again, doesn't seem very useful, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So the second pet we have inside of this update is going to be the tomb marmot with a 15% chance to actually obtain this. And this is what it is going to look like. Oh, it's gone. But as you guys know, we already have a marmot inside of the game. I can't remember from which update, but this guy is quite similar. Every 5 minutes, it digs down and hides inside a random tombstone. Going to the tombstone was a random graveyard cosmetic. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and get yourself a bunch of cosmetics, this guy can help you out. He does not give gears, I repeat. It's not like the mole. This guy gives you guys a bunch of cosmetic items, which I guess is pretty cool for people who like building and stuff. And finally, moving on to the mummy, which is going to be the rarest pet inside of this update. Or actually, I would say the second rarest pet inside of this update. This guy is going to be a divine type plant, and pets you get from chests have a bonus 0.1 to 0.3 kg to their base weight. So the mummy actually has a second ability. For some reason, my mummy wouldn't show it, but as you guys can see, every 22 minutes goes to a sarcophagus cosmetic in your garden and applies gold to the nearest plant in 35 studs for 30 seconds. Targeted plant can't exceed 300 seconds of being gold. So yeah, it makes the entire plant gold. For reference, just like the gold fertilizer, it basically operates the same, but the gold effect only lasts for 30 seconds. And finally, let's come back to the lich right over here. Now, to obtain the lich, you are gonna need the lich crystal. You guys remember this thing? You can buy it inside of the gadgets shop that I showed you guys earlier. It is extremely rare to come into stock, so you do keep that in mind. And if you go ahead and hold this thing out and actually click on it, it is supposed to show you a message, but for some reason it's not showing me a message. But anyways, let me go ahead and place down my bat and maybe click on it with my bat. Nope, still not working. But basically, guys, the premise of this is you're supposed to use this lich crystal on a bat, then a crow, and finally a scarab. So once again, I repeat, a bat, a crow, and then a scarab, and you are gonna get yourself a lich. You're gonna spawn in a lich. Of course, you are gonna lose the bat, the crow, and a scarab, so do keep that in mind. But that is how I got myself this lich. Now, if this method has been changed, I'm gonna make a complete guide to how to actually obtain this thing. So make sure you guys go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on that. But yeah, guys, those are all of the 4 new pets we got in this update. Of course, let me go ahead and show you guys what the lich actually does. So the lich is actually really good. Spooky type plants within a 32 studs radius have a 0.6 times variant chance, 1.5 times growth speed, and 0.48 times size boost. All active Halloween type pets gain an additional 1.4 XP per second. So yeah, honestly guys, a pretty decent divine pet right over here. Once again, let me know what you guys think about this guy in the comments down below. Anyways, moving on to all of the new plants we got inside of this update. Starting off with the ghost bush, it is going to be the most common. And guys, this is what the ghost bush is actually going to look like. So let's go ahead and harvest this thing and see how much it sells for. It kind of looks like cotton, I'm not gonna lie, bro, but let's see how much this thing is worth. 40,000 shekels, and a slightly smaller one is gonna be about 27,000 shekels. But yeah, the most common plant that we have inside of this update, so nothing too special. Next up, we have the devil root, and this is what the devil root is going to look like. And dude, this is so freaking cool. So this is what the devil root is actually gonna look like, and it is literally one of these what do you call these things? A fork? No, I'm pretty sure this thing has a name. I just don't know what the name is. But let's see how much this thing sells for. 70,000 shekels. That's not bad. And yeah, 67,000 shekels. Honestly, not a bad plant at all. And finally, the 1% plant is going to be the were plant. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a were plant. But shout out to official Molly because they have one right over here. And this thing looks absolutely freaking insane. I'm going to have a video of it from the top. And guys, this is one of the coolest looking plants in the entire game. I have to say it, bro. So check this out. I'm trying to kind of get an angle of this thing, but it has eyes, it has ears. It basically looks like Godzilla, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Once again, I'll have a video of it up on screen for you guys. The values for this thing are not confirmed, so I can't really tell you guys how much this thing is worth, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's worth a lot of money. Even if it's not worth a lot of money, guys, it is extremely cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. But of course, that is not the final plant we have in this update, because we still have the severed spine. You get the severed spine from, of course, the ritual, and once again, you have to go ahead and complete the entire ritual to to actually get the civet spine. But let's go ahead and clean this guy up and see how much it actually sells for. So here we have a 11 kg civet spine, and this is going to sell for about 170,000 shekels. Okay, not bad. And we have 190, so it is not better than Bone Blossom, but it is still pretty decent. I think it might be on par with something like Crimson Thorn. So yeah, still not a bad seed. By the way, just an FYI, the Great Pumpkin seed is still in stock for another week. They also made a few changes here and there, such as with the egg store, there is no longer a tier 2 to the egg store. Instead, all of the tier 2 items have been moved inside of the gear shop right over here. So the new name tag, the pet lead, they have all been moved inside of the gear shop. The gear shop has also gotten a new look, which looks really cool. Besides that, guys, nothing else has really been added inside of this update. What do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, if you guys found this video helpful, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.